everybody, it's Wendy and I'm here today with Jesse James beads, and we are going to make 4 pair of quick and simple earrings using the La Loteria bead mix. So I had no idea what La Loteria was. I've taken Spanish in high school, which was a very long time ago, and yeah, I thought I'm going to look it up. So it is a Spanish card game, and it's basically bingo. And yeah, it looks like it got very popular during the pandemic. And so we have a Jesse James bead mix honoring the La Loteria card game. So anyway, this mix is beautiful. Our encouraging word for today is always be a little kinder than necessary. These are good words to live by, real good words to live by. You'll find life much better. Okay, so we've got 4 pair of earrings. They are very quick and very simple. So, whoops, this little guy is, here's the first one. Okay. Look at those sparkly beads. Aren't they beautiful? Here is our second. And I really like this one more than I thought I was going to. When I was making it, I thought, I don't know. But yeah, it's growing on me quite a bit. I like it a lot. So very pretty. Here is our third one. Okay. Little moon and star going on with a tassel. And then here is our fourth one, and this one's just a lot of fun. Let me get it untangled from everything and itself, because it's very tangly. But look at this one. I love this one. I love these colors. Love the boho style of it. Yeah, this one's fun. All right, so let me show you what you're going to need. Actually, I'm going to show you what you're not going to need, because that'll be easier. I've used almost the entire mix here. So let me pull out. And these Hishi beads are just, they came in different Jesse James things. If you don't have Hishi beads, you can use anything else, you know, pretty much any flat thing, any flat Hishi bead. It can be the metal ones, it can be whatever. But I have used some of these vinyl ones, okay, on these earrings too. And this was a whole mix that Jesse James beads put together. Okay, so we're not using the 2 sweater beads out of this mix. There are 2 of these guys right here. These, look at he's stuck up in there. These large hole beads. We're not going to be using these 2. We're not using these rhinestone beads. There are 4 of these white AB coated ones. We're not using them. 2 of these clear with the gold we're not using. The 2 little clear lucite flowers we're not using. And I've got 2 of these bigger rondelle spacers and 2 of the smaller rondelle spacers. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All of the 6 silver Hishi beads. Okay, so those are the things we're not using. Everything else, pretty much, we're going to be using. So let me just set those aside because I don't want to get them mixed back up with what I've got going on here. All right, so let's start with this guy. So I'll tell you everything you're going to need for him. So you can use any ear wire that you want. I'm using a lever back because he is quite long. And I did a wrapped loop on this, and none of my ball head or ball ear wires have loops that can open. So I was like, okay, I don't want to hang him on a fish hook. That's even longer. I don't want to put a jump ring in here because that's even going to make it longer. And I mean, I don't mind long earrings. I like the bigger the better as far as I'm concerned, but I didn't, you know, I didn't want him to be too crazy long. So I just used a lever back. So here's my little lever back, and then we're using, and of course it's double of everything. We're using these 2 larger beads out of the mix. We're using these really pretty little boho decorative ones. And then we're using these beautiful crystals, this tassel, 1 head pin, actually, yes, and 1 eye pin. Let me pull out my eye pin. Don't know where he went. Here we go. 1 head pin, 1 eye pin, a little bit of memory wire. Now what I've done, this is just regular bracelet memory wire, and I've just taken it and cut like a half of a round. So this ends up, if I measure it, being Right at a little over 2¼ inches. Yeah, a little over that. So it's just a half a round of memory wire, basically. And then I've got a few little jump rings here, and that's all. That's all you're going to need in your jewelry tool. So let's go ahead and get started on this one. So for the first thing I'm going to do, I am going to take my memory wire, and I am going to go ahead and just do this little bottom part here. So in order to do this, I want to take my wire, my round nose pliers, and I want to roll a loop straight back on this, okay, straight back, and roll it up to where it's pretty much closed, just like that. So as you can see, the memory wire and this facing straight back, okay, just like that. Then we're going to go ahead and put our beads on. So we're going to put on one of our crystals, our little tassel, and our next crystal. That's that easy. Now, we've rolled this loop back. We need to roll this loop to the side, but I'm going to roll it out, not in. Okay, so let's put this loop over here. We've got our memory wire. I'm going to roll this straight out to the side, just like this. So I'll show you here in a second. Okay, so you're going to have one facing this way and one facing frontwards and backwards. Okay, and then all I'm going to do is take it and bend them in towards each other and click them together, just like that. Okay, so let's do that again. Here they are. Just bend them in towards each other and click them together. And here's what you've got. Okay, so these need to close up. So I'm just going to take my pliers and close them up, just so that nothing is going to come loose. None of our beads are going to escape, which would virtually be impossible on this, but still. Okay, now we're going to make our next, well, let's take this little guy and go ahead and put him on a head pin. And we're going to do did I do a wrapped loop? I did not. I thought I did. I didn't. I'm going to bend this 90 degrees. And we're going to roll a small loop here. Okay. So cut your wire, take your round nose pliers, and just make a loop. I thought I did a wrap loop, but apparently I did not on him. Okay. Now we're going to take our next eye pin here. We're going to put this guy on here. And this one I did do a wrapped loop. So we're just going to bend this 90 degrees. Come up a little bit from your bead, bend that 90 degrees. And then grabbing it right in the bend here, we're going to go up and over. So you got like a question mark. Rotate your pliers up and come right on around under the bead, or under your pliers past the bead. It's kind of hard to do sometimes, but you can take your other pliers and kind of pull on it. Well, don't injure yourself. Actually, look, stabbed myself with my pliers a few minutes ago. I'm telling you, I have been so accident prone since we have lived in Florida. I don't know what it is. Why? I mean, I guess I'm always accident prone, but lately it seems like I've really been super accident prone. I mean, I have hurt myself so many times. Had a horrible 3rd-degree burn on the back of my leg from my motorcycle. And that was bad. That was real bad. And it's just now, we've been here 3 weeks. That happened like 3 weeks ago, and it's just now really kind of healing up. Thought I was going to end up in the hospital with an infection, but it seems to be getting better. But man, it's been crazy. Okay, so now we've got all our little pieces made here. I don't even think we're gonna, did I even use, yeah, I did use one of these little guys, these jump rings. Okay, so we've got all of our pieces. We're just going to go ahead and put them together. So what I did here is I took a jump ring and hooked this to this. Okay, like this. And then we're going to hang our little dangly guy from the jump ring that hooks those together. So I'm flipping it over because I want this, it doesn't really matter, but I want that to be in the back just for my own OCD purposes. And we're just going to take this little jump ring. We are going to open it right up. And I'm just hooking. Fine motor skill issues. Okay, I'm just hooking this guy to this one. And I'm making sure to keep the non-wrapped loop on the bottom on my bigger bead here. It doesn't really matter. It really doesn't, but just for continuity's sake, because I have the wrap loop up here and not here, I'm just doing it the same. Okay, then we're going to take this little guy. He is still kind of open. He is going to hang right here on the jump ring in between the two pieces. And this is just slightly fiddly. Just stick him in there, close it up. Okay, just like that. Now, you want to make sure everything's closed up. So I'm going to take this loop, make sure it's closed really good. Just press it with your pliers gently. That one looks good. Okay, so here's what we've got. Now we're just going to attach this guy to the ear wire. And did I use a jump ring for that? I did not. Okay, so I'm going to open up my lever back. Always am a little leery of opening these. Make sure I get it open the right way. And this one, there we go. Didn't seem to want to, but it did. All right, and I'm just going to hang this right on here. Well, maybe. There we go. Make sure, I think I'm going to flip it. You want your little decorative bead there hanging in the front. And close this right back up. And there we have it. Two super cute little earrings. Very sparkly, very dangly, pretty. Okay, so that's our first pair. This pair is super easy. Here's what we've got. Okay. Whoops. What am I doing? There we go. Got him back in the wrong one. Okay, so you need your two little links. These are the connectors that were in the La Loteria box. And again, I'm using a lever back for the same reasons pretty much as the other one. Then I have two of these really pretty ceramic beads. I have two polymer clay Hishi beads. I have one eye pin. He goes there. I have one little star charm. See that? And this tassel. And a jump ring. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're just going to take this guy here and we're hanging him by the jump ring onto this bottom part of the connector. And we're going to hang the star on this jump ring as well. So I want the star to go in front of the tassel piece. All right, and then our connector piece. And close that up. Okay, just like this. There's a big truck out front. I don't know what it's doing. It's like right in front of our house. It's not the trash because they came yesterday, so I don't know what it is. But I'm sorry if you can hear it. Okay, and then we're going to take the Hishi bead, the ceramic bead, and the Hishi bead. And I'm going to do a wrapped loop on the top here. So just bend this 90 degrees. Go ahead and make your wrapped loop. Up and over, rotate up, go under. Grab this with these pliers. Grab this and just wrap. And on this one, I did a pretty messy wrapped loop. It's just kind of fun to do them messy. And as you can see, this is one messed up head. It's like the plating is peeling off. Huh, not good. Okay, there we go. I'm just going to go ahead and trim it off. Okay, look at that. Plating coming off. These are not Jesse James head pins, by the way. These are from my own stash, and apparently these were very cheap ones. Okay. So I'm just going to take my loop is just a little wonky. I got a little distracted there with the head pin peeling. We'll straighten him up there a little bit. All right. And I'm just going to take the lever back, open it right up, put him right on here, close it. You can straighten that out if it gets a little crooked. And then I did hook this directly onto here. So let me open this loop. I should have done this before we made the wrapped loop. If you're making wrapped loops and you're hooking something on the other end, it's best to go ahead and hook the thing on the other end before you make your wrapped loop, because if you don't, it kind of gets really tight in there and gets a little bit difficult to get this loop open. You can still do it, like I'm going to do it here, but it can be really fiddly and your beads tend to want to come down in the loop. So I should have made that wrapped loop first, and I really do need to make sure that this is going on. Okay. Make sure I've got that on the right way. Yeah, I should have done that hung this on the bottom before I made the loop on the top, and that would have made life easier, but it worked out anyway. Okay, so here is my earring. Now, if you've got it hanging crooked, like, see this? This is the front. This is clearly not going to work. So you want to take your plier and hold this at the top, take this plier, and you're going to rotate only your bottom plier. So you hold it in the direction you want it to hang, turn your bottom plier that way, and see how that flips him right around there. And you didn't move your top. So you don't want to rotate both. You just want to rotate one. Okay? So there's our really cute little moon connection earrings with a little star. These turn out really pretty. I like them a lot. And I love the tassels and these colors together too. So super cute. All right, this next pair is really easy. So for this one, we do have a fish hook fish hook ear wire. Okay, we have an eye pin and a head pin. And then we're using the beads. We've got this really cute little heart. And then I'm using a spacer, this pretty rondelle, the large hole bead, rondelle, spacer, and this clear bead with the gold pattern on it. Okay, and that's all you're going to need for this one. So the first thing we're going to do is I made a wrapped loop here I put my heart on my head pin and made a wrapped loop. Why are you not wanting to go on the head pin? Do I have like a super fat head pin? What's going on here? It worked with the other one just fine. That is very odd. Let me grab another head pin. I didn't have this problem with the other guy there. Maybe this hole is tiny, and yeah, it's like this hole is little and kind of needs unclogged or something. Okay, where's my beading awl? Man, I'm telling you, it's working against me today. Everything seems to be. So I'm going to take my beading awl, see if I can unclog that hole a little, because it seems kind of... There we go. That helped. Really weird. There we go. All right. So hopefully you don't have that issue, but if you do, that's how you resolve it. We're going to make a wrapped loop. So I am just going to bend this 90 degrees, grabbing with my plier right here in the bend, coming up and over. Now it's a little tricky with this heart, but you can get it around there. Just make it do what you want it to do. And then grab it with your bent nose pliers. I love to use the bent nose pliers when I'm doing wrapped loops. It just makes things so much easier to hold. Well, I say that and then then I act like I can't do it, but it does make things easier to hold. The bent nose pliers do. Okay? And so I came around there. I'm going to come around a little bit more here with my wrapped loop. Straighten that up and just tuck this in a little bit. May have to do it with the other plier. Yep, just tuck that in. All right, so we've got a little wrapped loop here on our heart. Super cute. Still trying to play with this loop. There we go. All right, now before I go ahead and make this, because I have a wrap loop on the top too, I'm going to go ahead and hang him on here. Just so, like I was saying in the last one, I don't have to try to open this when I've got all the beads loaded and the loop wrapped. It just makes it harder. So we'll do this ahead of time and then it'll be much easier. Okay, I'm going to take my spacer, my rondelle spacer, my large hole bead, rondelle spacer, metal spacer, and my bead. Now, one thing that's important, as you can see, this is sitting like all wonky and really crappy and messed up. You want to line these up how you want them to be. So, you know, they're a little off center or tipped a little, that's okay. It just adds to the cuteness of it, really. But you want them to be fairly straight up and down, and they will sit that way. And now I'm going to do my wrapped loop. So I'm going to take this and bend it 90 degrees. And when I do my loop, it's going to tighten this all down. So make sure you have it sitting how you want it to be sitting, okay, before you do your wrapped loop. Come on around here with this. Rotate up. Come on under. I think I might have had a bigger head pin before, because this one seems quite tiny. Not much left to wrap, but we're going to do it. Okay. And as you wrap, it's going to tighten this up. So as you wrap down with your wire, just set these like you want them to be before you tighten it completely down, okay? And come right on around with it. And I'm just making sure that it's tight and that everything's sitting correctly. There we go. And then you can tuck. Okay? And we have a cute little wrap loop. And as you can see, everything's sitting pretty much like you want it. You can kind of adjust it around a little bit. But you want it to be, you know, fairly straight. You don't want it all wonky and leaning around and stuff. So there's that one. All right, then we're going to take our little eye pin, or our little, goodness, fish hook. Open him up, and it really doesn't matter which way you put this guy on. He's the same front way and backwards, so it does not matter. And we're just going to close him right up. And there you have it. Another really cute, quick and easy pair of earrings. I love these. They grew on me. I didn't really care for them at first, and then I was like, oh, I really like these. So, yeah, they grew on me. All right, for our last and final pair, this little boho dangle beauty. Let me get everything untangled if there's anything else in there. Okay, so we have a bunch of just dangles on. These are just jump rings that I've hooked together. So here they are. And they're all dangling from one. This is actually a very thick open jump ring. I've closed it really good, but it is thicker. It's probably like and it's probably thicker than an 18 gauge. But so here's what you're going to need. So I have all the rest of the beads except for the ones that I showed you that were in this package. And I've already made up some dangles just for time's sake, because, you know, it takes a while to do that. You can make them all the same. Like I tried, see how this one is the same as this one. This one matches this one. I mean, I tried to kind of make them the same, but you don't have to. I mean, this is so kind of eclectic that it's not going to really, nobody's going to really examine it that closely, I don't think, and be like, oh, these are, or if you make them different, that could just be a design style and, you know, it'd be kind of cute. But I'm trying to make mine the same. And so I'm going to make my last, let's see, what do I have here? I've got this guy, this guy, this guy, this one. Okay, this one's a little different. I don't know why I have this one, but I need to make these two. So first of all, I'm going to make this bigger one. So we got this bead, this one, a ceramic bead and a little heishi bead at the top. And it looks like I did a wrapped loop. So some of them I did wrapped loops on and some of them I didn't. I just varied this one a whole lot. I made things, some wrapped loops, some not, some, you know, just different sizes of dangles. I just thought it was really cute to make it all kind of different. And I'm just going to wrap a couple of times. Okay. And I'm going to cut this off. And there's not a whole lot to tuck in there, but if you have some to tuck, just do it. All right, so that's that one. Now, I need this guy. So I need a head pin, not an eye pin for him. Grab one. A head pin. All right. And it's very bent. Okay, and then I'm just going to do this guy real quick. So we've got this little knot bead here, a heishi bead, and this bead. Okay, so here's this one, and he does not have a wrapped loop. All right. Okay, so here's my dangles to match the dangles that are on here. Now, there are some little guys hanging from the bottom here. So I've got my star. Let's move all the rest of this out of the way. My star, my flower, and then these two little rondelles or spacers I used just hanging on the bottom. And then I've got a bunch of jump rings. So for the star, it needs to hang on this one. Is that right? Yeah. Okay, so we'll hang our star here. Okay. And you need to just go ahead and make your dangles however you want to do them. I just didn't want to, I knew you guys, you know how to make dangles, but I've shown them in a bunch of these other ones too, and I didn't want to just sit and make dangles in front of you and use up the space in the video, so I just went ahead and did a bunch of them beforehand, but you can do them however you want to do them. We've got this little flower that's hanging on, get its jump ring on it. And I'm just using, these are like, I think this is a 6mm, this is an 8mm. I've got different size jump rings. The ones with the little flower here that's dangling, obviously it's going to have to be a little bit of a bigger jump ring so it'll dangle, you know, so it can go around your flower because the flower's center drilled. So, and then when you hang it, see there, he just hangs like a little charm. Okay, and then this section right here, we have one of these guys hung that same way. So again, I'm just taking a jump ring, gonna hang him right on there, like this. Close it right up. Okay. And then the last one is it this one? No. This one. So I've got him hanging from a jump ring, and I used a bigger jump ring on this one. So I'm just matching up what I did. Just like this. Okay. So we've got all of our dangles ready. Here is my big ring. I'm going to open it up here. All right, now I want to try to do this the same, mirrored, okay? So it's really kind of impossible to totally mirror it, but I'm just going to try. So this first one, and it's important to hang these down a couple of chain links. And the reason for that is it just helps them to hang better. I don't really know why, but it does. If you don't hang them down a couple of links, they're all kind of bunched at the top and they sit out, they poke out weird. So this is why I'm adding jump ring links, just to make them dangle prettier. So I'm just going to take it. I'm gonna, let's see, I'm gonna start with this guy because I'm trying to mirror it. And actually he's just hooked on. Okay, let me grab some more. I need some more jump rings. I don't have enough sizes out here of what I'm doing. All my jump rings are mixed together in a container. See, it's really bad. But that's the way I did it when I started out, and I've never corrected it. So it's just gonna stay that way. All right, so this guy, we'll go ahead and close him up. Good Lord, it does not want to close. What's the deal? There we go. Okay. And we'll hang him right here on this side. So there he is. Now this one, actually he's first. He is hanging from two bigger jump rings. So let me just try to match that up. Two bigger ones. Yep. So it looks like a smaller one, then a bigger one, and then him. Okay. And we'll put this right here on the beginning. Nope, actually it needs to go over here. Okay, so there's that. Then we'll look at this one, and it's actually up here. Okay, so our next one is this guy, and he's hung with two, looks like 6mm jump rings. And I'm just trying to kind of keep it the same as the other one as much as I can. It's really not a big deal if you don't, because it's boho. They're supposed to be kind of, you know, just eclectic and messy, and that's the boho look. All right, this guy needs to go on here. Now, if you look on here, I've got him hanging from him. So that's this one. And I've used a larger jump ring and a smaller jump ring. And the reason I'm kind of trying to keep it the same way is because I did experiment quite a bit with this. He's hanging right here. I had them all just hanging right from the original jump ring at the beginning. That did not work out, and so I kind of added and took away and experimented a little bit with it until I got them hanging kind of like I wanted them. So, you know, you may want to either do it the same way I'm doing it, or you may have to do a little experimenting yourself just to figure out how you want them to go. Where'd that one go? Here it is. Okay. Okay. All right, next is this guy here. And he's hanging from a small jump ring, like one of these little 4mm. Is that him? Yeah, a little one, a bigger one. So like this. And if you don't get it exactly the same, it's really not that big of a deal. So I'm just going to hang him on here. And he's over here. All right, and then last but not least is this guy. And he looks like he is on one that I can't find. A bigger one, a smaller one, and another smaller. So about an 8mm and 2/6 it looks like is what I've got him on. So I'm just going to do the same thing. This one here. You're just kind of creating chain. I guess you could use chain if you wanted, but I just felt like I had a little more control doing it this way with how I could shorten them or lengthen them or add in different size links to make them shorter or bigger. So it worked out. All right, and here's this one. All right, I'm going to close up my thing here, my ring. Make sure it's closed up really good. It's best if you use a closed jump ring, but I didn't have any. All right, and then I'm just going to hook my ear wire on using one of these. Looks like I'm using a 6mm jump ring. So let's go ahead and do that. Put it right on here. I just need to close him up. That little, it's probably going to fall off. Didn't. Okay. And just close him up. All right, and that's it. There is our other little pair, just so cute. These I love. I love these colors together, and boho and sparkly and just fun. So that is it, guys. That's our 4 pair of earrings using the Loteria mix. And I mean, look at all of the beads that you get in this mix. Jessie James beads really... you're getting a bunch in here. So if you can make 4 pairs of earrings using this many beads, that's a pretty good bunch of earrings and a pretty good bunch of beads. And I was just checking to see, there is a UK site also, and the United States site. And a lot of these things are available on both. Okay, so I just wanted to note that, so just to create some site awareness. So check them out. And yeah, I do have an affiliate link below if you want to purchase this kit. It just helps my channel and you don't have to pay any more for it. It's the same price, but I get a little bit of commission and it helps my channel a little bit. So if you enjoyed it and you like the products, please use that link. I would appreciate it. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.